On a Friday night, a chilly Friday night here from Voorhees. It's a crossover to close out the youth football season for Haddon Township and Eastern. The Hawks versus the Junior Vikings here from Guglielmo Field in Voorhees. Eastern coming out of the tunnel. Haddon Township getting ready at the 50 as it's youth football with a crossover between the Hawks of the WJYFL and the Vikings of the TCUFL. Vikings coming into this game 1-7. Haddon Township coming into this game 3-5. It's been a busy day for Haddon Township at all levels. We just got back from doing the Haddon Township and Audubon girls soccer sectional final from Audubon. Haddon Township winning that game 4-2, and the boys are playing Shalleck in their sectional final. So there's a lot to be played tonight, and well, for both of these teams, sub 500 records, just trying to get through the rest of the season into this quote-unquote Turkey Bowl 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. Eastern getting ready to come out of the tunnel. They had a false start on the tunnel just a couple of seconds ago. Referees are here. Haddon Township's head coach, Vinny Mignon, is there talking to the head coaches. And Eastern's head coach, David Runyon, James McNeil, talking to the head refs prior to the coin toss. So as Eastern gets ready to emerge from the tunnel, we'll take a quick break as we've got Friday Night Football here from Voorhees in the youth circuit, a crossover between Haddon Township and Eastern. screen. Welcome back here from Voorhees at Guglielmo Field. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Damian Waiters on the call today. Eastern will kick off. They won the toss and deferred to the second half. Eastern versus Haddon Township. It's a crossover between the WJYFL and the TCUFL. Here on a chilly night here in Voorhees in Camden County, 50 degrees at kickoff. Slight winds blowing to the northeast, a slight chance of rain later on in the evening. By the time we get into the second quarter, there could be a risk of rain. But we'll have to see what we've got. Haddon Township 3-5 in their WJYFL endeavors. Eastern 1-7 in their TCUFL endeavors. Sent away by Eastern, returned by the Hawks. A short kick. It's going to roll up to the 50-yard line. And that's where Haddon Township will start their first drive of the evening. Haddon Township and Eastern both with small rosters tonight. You're going to see this is almost like going to be like a Group 1 high school game where you're going to see a lot of players playing both sides of the ball, and some players could be getting tired by the end of the night. Haddon Township in the shotgun. Starting their first offensive endeavors of the night on the 50. Trips right. QB number 7, James Beckley, lets this one fly. First play. Too long. Double coverage intended on the left side for Wyatt Malone. And it'll be incomplete, 2nd and 10. It's an ambitious move by Coach Mignon and for Haddon Township there, going for a deep ball in the first play. It looked like that the wideout Malone was in at least some kind of double coverage. Just depends on really how you slice it. And right now, in the early ventures of this game, Haddon Township just trying to get settled in, trying to figure out what they would like to do for the rest of the night, if you understand what I'm saying.
No, Dan, they absolutely are. You know, they're just trying to see what works. Taking a shot on first down, you know.
They hand it off. Left side. Rolling through the middle, it'll be a gain of about 5 yards. Emerging on the rush that time, Township's number 13, Samuel Rodriguez. It'll be 3rd and 5. Vinny Mignon, the 22-year-old head coach of the Hawks. Of course, Vinny and I know each other from the fact that we both went to Audubon. Him being a Mount Ephraim kid. I was not a Mount Ephraim kid myself, but we all knew each other, and he graduated a few years ahead of me. I mean, can't be that far off, considering I turned 20 last Tuesday. 3rd and 5. A heavy formation for the Hawks. They flip it to the right side. Staying on his feet is going to be Malone, taken down. Forward progress might tell a different story, but we have a penalty flag on the play. Well, it was on number 43 for Haddon Township. That's what we heard. That was Lucas Lazaro. Didn't hear the penalty, but it sounded like a hold, and it is a hold on the offense. Big break for Eastern that time. I mean, obviously, Haddon Township still trying to figure out their bag of tricks for the night. They had a deep ball in the first play of the game. They didn't really have the same luck on that last play, and they probably would have been about a yard short if there was no flag. But this now sends them into pretty deep territory back at their own 45-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 15, 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, Dan, Haddon Township's going to have to be really careful here, especially they're going to have to watch out for the offsides as well. They're leaning a bit over the line.
Beckley with a sidearm pass. It's caught by Rodriguez. He dives forward. He'll get about 2 yards short of the first, and Eastern is going to bring up 4th down. So Haddon Township able to kind of, stand above on that play there. They're actually only a yard short, so with a pickup of 14 on the dump off from Beckley to Rodriguez on the left side. At the 41-yard line in Eastern Territory, I think you can guess where this play is going to go. Let's see what we got. Up the middle. No, they faked it. Beckley on the right side. He's going to get a first down. He's going to get 10 yards and then some. David Beckley on the rush.
That's a first down for the Haddon Township.
First down for Haddon Township, tackled by number 14, Ryan Austin.
And Dan, what a fake that time. I mean, he had everybody fooled up the middle on the QB sneak and just able to just I'm going on the outside. That was amazing.
Got everybody to go that time. This is going to be a slow, methodical drive for Coach Mignon in his first of the game. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Line to gain at the 20. A net gain of 20 yards from where Haddon Township started this drive after a solid kickoff return. Rush by Rodriguez. Gets tugged. He'll get about 6 yards. 2nd and mid-range.
First drive for Haddon Township. First one looking pretty easy here for the Hawks.
It's looking easy so far, but I don't know how much, we haven't seen Eastern on offense yet, and because this is a youth game, there's only so much prep that you and I can do for this game, and only so much we can prepare for how Eastern and their, assembly of head coaches can line up. So we'll have to see, but at this time, Haddon Township is looking pretty good. We'll have to see if Eastern can counter. Beckley gets the handoff to Rodriguez, a delayed handoff now on the right side. That'll get him to about the 20. I think this will be a yard short. Hard to tell from the angle. Eastern lining up quickly. It'll be 3rd and 2. They're at the 22-yard line, but Haddon Township knocking on the door of the red zone. With QB David Beckley, only about 20 to 25 players, even 20 might be generous for some of these rosters. Listen, I don't like to, this is my first time working with either of these teams, and it's a sign of resilience to be able to play with such a small roster. Haddon Township, I see I think that's one player on the sideline. They're going to work with what they have.
Absolutely.
Beckley, pass, off the hands of Rodriguez and incomplete. That'll be 3rd and short. I don't mind the idea of Haddon Township trying the pass that time because it wasn't a deep ball. It was 3rd and 2. Just tried to get as many yards as he could, but Rodriguez is also an effective rusher. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not Haddon Township will try a pass on 4th and 2 or if they're just going to go with their tried and true because Beckley, they faked the tush push. Saquon Barkley did that earlier this year, I'm pretty sure. They're lining up in another very tight formation here on 4th and 2. We got offside. It'll be offside on Eastern. That's going to give Haddon Township a first down. Big break for the Hawks.
And, that's always a good move to pull early in the game. You don't really catch coaches yelling, well, watch the ball. Maybe pregame, but early in the game, first quarter, you don't really catch that, so you're able to catch teams on that.
Yeah, Haddon Township definitely caught Eastern off guard, didn't think that they were going to go for that. They probably had no intention of running that play. They were just trying to draw a hard count, go out the easy way, and get the first down on 4th and 2. Beckley drops back, but the handoff, they faked us out, but Eastern was not faked out. It's a loss, and it's going to be a loss of about 5-6 yards. It will go back to the 21. So the Red Hot Hawks now go out of the red zone, and it'll be 2nd. They'll readjust the spot. It'll be around the 20. Still 2nd and long, and we've already chewed up half of the first quarter. It's kind of hard to believe we've already taken up half of the first quarter already, and it's been we've only gained, where are we right now? We're at the 21-yard line. They've only gained 30 yards. This could be a low-scoring affair in that regard. Flips to the left, getting tugged down. Ball comes out, and Rodriguez picks it up for a Township recovery, but this is going to send them deep in this drive. With the first down marker all the way at the 10, this is now going to set up 3rd and 20.
3rd and about 25.
20. No, you're right. They're at the 6-yard line. So this is going to be 3rd and 24 here for Haddon Township from the 30.
Eastern Junior Vikings defense stepping up, back-to-back 2 big defensive plays right there for Eastern. Let's see if they can capitalize and get that defense off the field.
3rd and 20. 3rd and 24, actually. Line to gain is at the 6-yard line. Trips right and whistles. Eastern calls a timeout. We'll take a quick break. 3:46 left in quarter number 1. Haddon Township has been moving all over the field, but it could end in a turnover if they don't score or if they don't get anything going on this drive. With the Junior Vikings burning a timeout, it's no score. 3:46 left in the first. All right, go ahead. 3:46 left in quarter number 1 here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Haddon Township and Eastern scoreless. It's 3rd and 24. That wind definitely picking up, and it's at the Hawks' back. Beckley drops back, goes to one of his 3 receivers deep down the far sideline. Some contact and a flag. I think there was some hold on the coverage there. A little bit too much for the ref's comfort. And I think we're going to have defensive pass interference here. So it will remain 3rd down. Remember, it is not automatic. It's 15 yards. It's not like it is in the NFL where it's an automatic first down at the spot of the foul. This is a 15-yard penalty, and it actually doesn't hurt Eastern as much as you'd think it is, because even though it's 15 yards, Haddon Township was back at 3rd and 24. When Beckley dropped that deep ball. It looked like the intended receiver on the far side was number 6, Logan Mayer, excuse me. Question is, where's this ball going to be spotted? The ref actually didn't get the ball. Nobody ever picked it up from the far corner of the end zone with Mayer back there. So it's 3rd down, and now it's a lot more manageable 3rd and 9 for Haddon Township after the defensive pass interference. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a DPI call that didn't result in the first down because of how far backed up Haddon Township was.
Yeah, wow.
Because it's only going to be 3rd and 9. They still have to work here. Beckley drops back, right side, sidearm throw out of the hands of Rodriguez and incomplete. That'll be 4th and 9, and now we're back to where we started again, except Haddon Township does not get the easy way out with the benefit of a hard count. They got it on 4th and 2 on the last set of downs, which set up this whole mess. But as it is right now, you know, Haddon Township staying strong. But the fact that they've taken almost the entire chunk of the first quarter out of this game definitely surprises me. But it opens up the door for Eastern to have another drive of their own, and we could have a low-scoring first half here.
Yeah, then we definitely could. I mean, all the time to utilize here early for Haddon Township. And they're looking for a score, but, you know, 4th and 9. They got to come up big right here.
Would have to believe Beckley's going to pass here. Maybe he's going to look for Malone on the left side. They pitch it back. It's Malone who's going to pass. Another trick play, and it's Beckley, the quarterback, who comes down with it. He's hit late. And let's see where this is. He's inside the 10-yard line. Line to gain is at the 6. No penalty flag, it looks like. It's enough for a first down. How about that for a great play of trickery that time from Vinny Mignon and for Haddon Township. They've been pulling out all the stops. They've had the fake tush push. They've had the hard count. They've had almost everything for them tonight. And they add another one to the books on that play, which we've seen plays like that before, but it was a play that was designed for Wyatt Malone, which was a pass to the quarterback, James Beckley. 1st and goal, sticks are dropped. They're inside the 5-yard line. And Haddon Township looking to will away. Wyatt Malone diving forward. Touchdown, Haddon Township. Into the end zone, and the Hawks are on the board first.
And that's a touchdown.
It's the first of the day, and it comes with 3 minutes left in the first quarter. And with 2:58, the Hawks lead this one by 6. They'll attempt a two-pointer. Try to make this an 8-point play. They're actually going to attempt a field goal here. Wyatt Malone going for the PAT. It's up, away, and good. So the PAT is good. And with 2:58 left, curious if that was the 2-point PAT, and they do count it for
yeah,
2.
Me too, Dan. I was wondering.
Wait. All right, so this might be where the two leagues that these two teams play in come to a head here, because the scoreboard had 8. The referee is asking if it's 2 or 1. It is 2. So it's 8-0. I was going to say, when I used to work for the Oakland Cougars, and I remember there was a time where those games, it would come down to the one team in the league, the one team in the division that had a kicker. You know, that would just be how it is. And if you were the one team that was lucky enough to have one, it would most certainly be played to your advantage. But a 4-yard touchdown rush to Wyatt Malone, who set up the first down on 4th and 9. It was quite an ordeal for Haddon Township. A 7-minute and 2-second drive ends in 8 points.
Yeah, like you said at the beginning of that drive, Dan, long and methodical for the Hawks. And, it ends in points, ends in 8 points at that. It's always good to see, especially first drive.
This one is sent out towards the right side. Moving in for it, Eastern with the return. They get it to the 40-yard line. They've got some blockers, and they'll start in the same position as Haddon Township on the return by number 23, Zion Ross. And the Hawks will be on defense for the first time. Vikings on offense for the first time tonight with 2:49 to play in the first quarter. And what makes Haddon Township's drive even more methodical is the fact that it took them 7 minutes to go 51 yards. That's the crazy part about it. I've seen 7-minute drives where they'll go 70, 80, 85 yards, especially if they had a bad kickoff return. But in this case, they went 50 yards and scored in 7 minutes. I mean, if you're Haddon Township, you're upset with the team because they didn't score or they made a lot of mistakes, but you're also happy because they scored, put 8 points on the board, and also was able to overcome a lot of penalties. So you can be upset about the penalties, but you can also be happy about the fact that you basically denied Eastern a chance to have a formidable drive in the first quarter. 1st and 10, they're lined up ahead of the 50. They send a man in motion. Ooh, that was close there. Moving up. Here comes the rush. Big hit. Ball might come out. It's about 7 yards. They're on top of the 40-yard line. The rush looks like that was by Luciano Benz. Eastern hangs on to it. 2nd and 4. So they got a gain of 6 that time. They're lined up on the 41 in Haddon Township territory. Wind gusts are up tonight, up to 24 miles per hour, blowing to the west. We mentioned before, as we were looking at the American flag over on the left, it was at Haddon Township's back, so it will be a headwind for Eastern, at least in the first quarter. That's the good thing about football. You flip the field, everybody's going to get a chance to play with the advantage of the wind. Under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter, and Eastern's only going to get their second play on offense in this game. I formation. Ball came out. Eastern falls on top of it, and they're actually going to get a yard gain out of it. Diving forward was Zion Ross, who had that nice kickoff return, and it'll now set up 3rd and short. So even though he lost the ball, they actually gained a yard or two on that. it's another situation where you're mad at the guy because he did this, but you can't be too mad because you hung onto the ball and you actually got 2 yards out of it. Line to gain is at the 37. They're about 2 yards shy of that.
Yeah, Dan, if you're Haddon Township that time, especially if you're a defensive tackle anywhere on that interior line for the defense for Haddon Township, you kind of want that one back. Ball was on the ground way too long. Got to fall on that one.
See if they can capitalize here. They send a man in motion. They hand it off to Ross. Ross up the middle. Haddon Township looking to send him down. Forward progress dictates that that's going to be – that might be close. We'll have to see. It's going to be a close call. Fourth, referee signaling 4th down. It's going to be 4th and inches. No, first down. That was close. I was a little bit surprised that they didn't try to spot it or didn't try to measure it or anything, but in that situation, I mean, Eastern seemed like – I think it might have been super close, and then Zion Ross's forward progress gave him the tie. So Ross's forward progress might have been the difference maker. And with Eastern in the huddle with 15 seconds remaining, this could be the end of the first quarter here in Voorhees. They break. They've got 10.
Yeah,
I
was wondering why
they might just try to get an untimed down here. They've got 4. They're sending everybody out. They're not going to have enough time. That's going to end us to the first quarter. At the end of the first, Haddon Township biting off a lot for Eastern to chew in the first. It's the Hawks 8 and the Vikings 0 after a methodical 8-minute drive that ends in 8 points. After one, it's Haddon Township 8, Eastern 0.
BB and Copsetta trading a couple looks. They know what's going on. Full count. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Just like they drew it up in Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons in the Ralph Shaw Classic 26th annual. They are back on top for the first.
We up.
Second quarter here from from Eastern. I keep wanting to say Eastern Regional High School, but that's a couple minutes down the road in Voorhees. Oh, that ball comes out. Ross is going to have to fall on it again, and he does. It was a first down for Eastern, but they're going to lose a boatload of yards. That ball actually looked like it went to the side of the quarterback number 1, Nolan Fiddick. And they're going to go back behind the 50 again. It's back to the 48. And actually, this would be the first time Eastern is behind the 50 tonight, because they started this drive from the 49 after a strong return by Ross.
And, the cold is getting to maybe getting to the centers tonight. That snap may be a little high, maybe a little low, might bounce off your leg. You know what I'm saying? The quarterback has to do his best Jalen Hurts impression. When he's behind Jason Kelsey, you got to be ready for it. It's coming back at you.
It's coming back at you, and you don't exactly know where it's going to be. We've got an eye for Eastern. Haddon Township with 1 safety up. Fiddick, pass over the middle. Off to the right side. It's caught by Ross. Gets tackled hard at the 40. That will be a gain of about 8 yards, and it was already 2nd and long. Now it's going to be 3rd and long, but compared to the alternative, it's good. It's going to be at the 40. Line to gain is at the 28-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 12. But again, as we mentioned, it's not great, but it's better than what it could have been, which was 3rd and forever.
Absolutely. Good pass play there for Eastern. Kind of, saying lower the load to get this first down now on 3rd.
3rd and 12. Eastern looking for their first points of the night.
The play call might be a little confusing.
Well, they do have trips left going here, a staggered trips left.
Oh, it's a long time.
With Tristan Faby as the slot. Dropping back, fires a pass, and it's tipped and almost picked off. The safety for Haddon Township was inches away. That was number 36, Mikey Maroney, who almost came up with that. I admire the ambition to pass on 3rd and long there, but it just didn't work out as Nolan Fiddick ended up passing into coverage and almost got picked. Interceptions are difficult in youth football. I mean, this is the highest level of youth football just in terms of age. You know, these guys are 13, 14 years old. And I've covered a lot of youth football, whether it was my time with Oakland Cougars, whether it was my time with HSG and the TCUFL, whether it's what I have with the WJYFL next weekend. You'll see with the younger groups, they don't pass. They just run until tomorrow. So this being a team that encourages passing could set up some extra scores. Another fumble. That's a 3rd. Eastern's going to pick it up on 4th and down. Van Zant's going to run with it. He's got to be desperate. Working through the middle. He's going to get wrapped up, and Haddon Township finishes the deal with Beckley. That'll be a turnover on downs. Haddon Township takes over from the 45. It's a tough break that time for Eastern. Just a lot that went right on that drive and then a lot that went wrong. They just tried to figure it out and unable to finish the deal. 4th and 12, they could have had that. 3rd and 12, they could have made that pass down. But, again, Haddon Township on this entire drive was lining up with one safety, and that one safety, Maroney, almost picked that one off against the Vikings. 1st and 10. Ball is spotted at at Haddon Township's 45. So if you're Damien, if you're Eastern on this defense, you know what Haddon Township did. Took them 7 minutes and 2 seconds to traverse 50 yards and put 8 points on the board. They're lining up with one safety here. How do you think you got to attack this defense here? You
got to keep them behind the sticks. I mean, the first thing you have to do is keep them behind the sticks. If they want to have long played out drives, they want to run the football on the outside. Nothing's really going on the inside.
Look at Rodriguez.
Another tough run by Rodriguez. I mean, he's been chugging it really, really hard so far for the Hawks. But, you just want to keep them behind the sticks. You want them to have, 3rd and long, 4th and long, maybe even 2nd and long. Keep them away from that first down marker because that's what's going to keep the clock running. That's what's going to keep them, the well-oiled wheel that they've been so far. It's been really good for Haddon Township, but that's the one thing you really got to do. Play tough, hard-nosed football.
I think as well, when you look at Eastern, how they're lining up, Haddon Township's just getting a couple of yards here and a couple of yards there, and they've had room for error because of where we've lined up on holding calls.
Yeah, absolutely.
And on different penalties. Beckley had trips right, and it's picked. Eastern with an interception gets tackled at the 30-yard line, and emerging from the pile, number 44, Fredley Regulus.
What a
and
play.
Eastern gets a turnover to take the Thunder away from the Hawks. First down, Eastern inside their own 25.
That's what you got to do right there, Dan. You got to take advantage. Haddon Township, they want to pass the ball. They've sent a lot of first play of the game actually.
Right.
Deep pass down the field, looking for the long shot to kind of open it up. Old Drew Brees, Sean Payton fashion.
Oh yeah.
So you got to take advantage of that, and that's exactly a play there by Regulus.
Fredley Regulus picks up the interception that time, and Eastern takes over in their own territory. 6:35 to play in the first half. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Damian Waiters on the call tonight. Big thanks to Haddon Township and Eastern for having us out for this Friday night showcase here in 14U crossover football between the WJYFL Hawks and the TCUFL Vikings. Only took 3 plays for Haddon Township to get turned over. 2 flags. No, 1 flag. There was a football being passed in the distance. But there is a penalty flag down. Block in the back on Eastern. This is just this has just been an offensive night to forget so far for Eastern. That first drive that they had, 3 fumbles on the QB Fiddick. And for Eastern, I mean, the ball handling is just the one thing that they've got to work on. I think that when you look at Eastern's offense, when you look at them on paper, when you look at them on the eye test, before they even run a play, their formations look good. They look like they're nimble. They're ready to go. And look at how far this is going to be backed up. This is going to be 1st and 20 from inside the 20. I think they're going to be at around the 17-yard line here.
Referees officially, they signaling to start the clock. There
Yeah, now there we go. We had a threat of rain tonight. It doesn't seem like that's formulating to much, but 48 degrees here in Berlin with wind blowing to the west. Right now at the Vikings' back. Here comes Zion Ross. That is not raw. Oh, what a hard throw down. Eastern, though, they'll take it because they're going to get a lot of yards on that play with no penalties. Couldn't tell who was on the rush that time. I thought it was Ross, but that might have been number 3, Chase Brown. Couldn't tell exactly, but after a block in the back call, Eastern makes up dividends for that play. On the rush to the right, they now set up 2nd and 4 with the line to gain at the 37. That's a huge break for Eastern. One of the best qualities you can have as a team is being able to rebound from penalties. And who did that very well? Haddon Township in their first drive. Haddon Township had a holding call. Eastern gave them pass interference, but Haddon Township made a lot of mistakes in the first drive, and they somehow managed to put 8 points on the board. So if they can, Eastern can as well. Fiddick, a quick catch-and-shoot pass. Right side. Haddon Township was in front of it, but it's incomplete. Intended receiver was number 8, Tristan Faby. Rodriguez on the coverage for the Hawks.
Yeah, it was great coverage there by Rodriguez. I mean, that ball tried to kind of trying to sail towards the sideline, and the wide receiver, obviously you want to try to take it out there if the ball's going to sail, try to maybe get a little toe tap catch, but good coverage there by Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez definitely, it's almost like a basketball move. He almost boxed out the
Absolutely,
receiver, or the receiver there. He moved in front of him. He had the speed advantage, and he was able to get himself in front of the ball quickly to where, if the ball came down, there was a good chance it was going to come down in his hands and not in the hands of the wideout, Tristan Faby. 2 men in the backfield. Fiddick in the shotgun. Pump fakes. Now fires the ball deep. Haddon Township almost had that one. I think there was a miscommunication there. Intended receiver was number 81, Nathan McNeil. And then after all of that, we've got 4th and 5.
Yeah, McNeil had a really good route on the cut to the inside, able to draw that cornerback in. If he was able to cut it back out towards the sideline, the near sideline on that corner route, that could have been a really, really good catch there and great momentum for the Vikings.
Closest receiver was McNeil. Closest D-back was Logan Mayer, number 6. And Eastern now has a difficult decision to make on 4th and 4. Let's see what they got here. Haddon Township has a punt returner. I'm assuming they're going to let one go. This is going to be a tight punt here. Punts are always difficult in youth football. That's why once, before you go up to the 10U, they just ask for a punt option. Oh, look out. He falls on it. And Haddon Township's going to get a huge stop as the punt went over the head of Nolan Fiddick, who looked like he was ready to send it away.
And you know what, Dan? He was really close to that punter on that snap. I didn't see it until just the ball was about to get snapped.
Right.
But I saw that he's a bit too far up to that long snapper.
Right, that's just a formation thing. I mean, the long snapper obviously has his head turned towards the defensive line. Unless he just goes down and looks, he's not going to have a clear idea of where the punter is. And in that situation, you were exactly right. The punter was a little bit too far up. So, yeah, that snap, the long snapper did his job.
Yeah, he did. Absolutely.
The snap looked really good. But if the punter was in the position that he probably should have been, that probably doesn't result in a fumble. Halfway through quarter number 2, 4:59 left in the second. Beckley, another sidearm pass. They'll call it incomplete. couldn't tell too much from the angle. I mean, we're at the 50. We're just not all that high up, so it's a little bit hard to tell, but I digress. It's 2nd and 10. Beckley's pass to the far sideline was incomplete. Couldn't tell who broke that one up that time. Might have been number 5, Kwame Benjamin. Trying to highlight as many players as we can.
Absolutely.
If you'd like to book Dan Wilkins Broadcasting for your next event, whether it's high school, college, amateur, youth, semi-pro, elderly, whatever it may be, you can book Dan Wilkins Broadcasting for your next event by sending us an email at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. Give you more information on how to get involved with DWB. As Beckley on a rush to the right side, he'll get a couple yards out of this one, gets hit, gets tackled out of bounds by number 12, David Adamali. Beckley's had a couple of those rushes tonight where he's just found a corner and he's stuck with it. And the dedication there, confidence is what's going to get him a couple of yards that time. If he hesitates, if he does not think that he's going to get those yards, or if he doesn't put his mind to it that he's going to get those yards, then he's not going to get them. And he's able to pick up 3 yards that time. It's 3rd and 7. It's not what you really want, but it's better than nothing. It's better than the alternative, and Beckley was able to really just use his head that time, move his way forward, and get Haddon Township into the red zone at the 16. Beckley hands off to Rodriguez. Over the middle. Looks like there was a scramble. I'm not sure if the ball came out or just a contested tackle. 4th down, and he didn't get as far as I thought. He's only going to get a yard up to the 15. And Haddon Township now dealing with 4th and 6. Still in the red zone, but a handful of turnovers in the second quarter has kept this score at 8-zip. Haddon Township scored on their first drive of the game, a 7-minute, 51-yard drive that ended in a 4-yard rush by Samuel Rodriguez. It was capped off by a 2-point PAT, which we don't see too much, but when you kick a field goal, or I'm sorry, when you kick a PAT as opposed to
Speaking of field goals,
we're going to try a field goal.
You might see one right here.
It's the end of the season. This game doesn't count towards anything. Why not? Eastern was not ready for this. This will be taken by number 12 and held. Oh, and it's wide left. That's going to go out of the back of the end zone. So with that being at the 16-yard line, that was a 34-yard attempt, and it went well wide right. The hold was by number 17, Josiah Rambo. The attempt by Wyatt Malone. Honestly, for a 14U game, I'm impressed. Even though it didn't go to the way that they wanted, even though that it didn't go to the way that they wanted, I will say, I very rarely see proper special teams in youth football, and Haddon Township seems to have it. He just shanked that one a little bit to the right, and honestly, even the pros shank the kick sometimes, even from that distance. So you can't fault them too much there. A 34-yard attempt, considering we've only had 4 field goals in the high school season that I have covered, the longest being a 45-yarder by Luke Sheets for Washington Township, and the shortest being, I think, a 22-yarder by Del Rand. Hold on here. Eastern will call their second timeout. So Haddon Township's drive ends with a missed field goal from 36 yards. We'll take a quick break. 3:12 in quarter number 2. Haddon Township 8, Eastern 0.
BB and Copsetta trade.
He's donning the number 34 and the shortstop for this one. First pitch. There's a line drive into center field. That one is going to drop, and it's going to go to the outfield wall. 1 run will score. Spence is going to make a huge arc around third. She will score to make it 3-0. And here comes the runner to score. It's an inside the park home run for Ella Hayes to make it a 4-0 game, a 3-run inside the Parker to the 2. A lot easier for everybody. Haddon Township 8, Eastern 0 here from Giuliano Field. Eastern taking over inside their own 25. Here comes another deep ball. Ooh. Caught by Van Zant. He stays on his feet, still rolling. 50, 40, and a herd of Hawks come in for a gain of 40 yards. First down on a huge catch that time by Shane Van Zant. Shane Van Zant for a 40-yarder. What a catch that time by the wideout. I mean, Nolan Fiddick he got his eyes on him. He really just cycled everything that he could. Maybe that was his intent all along. Fiddick has had a couple of deep balls tonight, and that one was the best one of them all in single coverage. It looked like Maroney was the closest defensive back to him. Just a great catch that time by Van Zant.
Yeah, that was a beautiful catch. A perfect timing on the jump right there on the wideout. Yeah, Van Zant over here by himself means he's the main wideout, excuse me. And that was just a really great throw and an even better catch. Great timing right there.
1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. What a gain by Eastern that time. Oh, everybody and their mother jumped. Let's see what the call is. It's going to be offside on Haddon Township. Beckley, the defensive end, was the one who jumped. It'll be 1st and 5 from the 35.
Clock has got to stop right there. I mean,
yeah, the clock's still moving. They got to stop the I guess that's making up for the 5 or 6 seconds that were shaved off or weren't shaved off earlier, but this isn't the NJSIA where you have somebody really operating that 24/7. Yeah, here's Zion Ross, right side. He's in the red zone. He keeps going. Zion Ross into the end zone. Touchdown Eastern. Their first of the night, Zion Ross breaks free for 35 yards. And the Vikings are on the board. It's 8-6. Zion Ross found a gap to the right, and he took it. He ran with it. And with 1:16 to play in the first half, the Vikings, who will receive the ball to start the second half, got the first half of a double whammy against Haddon Township. It's 8-6. They will attempt the 2-point PAT. I guess Haddon Township doing it kind of forced Eastern's hand. This will be attempted by number 6, being Luciano Benz. Couldn't tell who was holding there. Benz and Haddon Township looking to jump the line as much as they can. Eastern's, or rather the referee, at the back of the left tackle, number 62. That's Wyatt Moxford. Here's Benz. Oh, he fumbled the snap. The holder has to trap it in his hands, and it's no good. But either way, let's take a look at that touchdown. 1:16 to play. I mean, we didn't have the replay buffer working earlier, so we'll get this one going now. But take a look at this here for Benz. He had the middle wide open, but he decided to go to the right instead. And while that was a little bit dangerous, he had one tackler there, second one there, and the next man to him, he just rode towards the corner. That's the best thing that he could really go for, and he was into the end zone. That's Eastern's first score of the day. What a dynamic drive for Eastern. Haddon Township had a very long, slow drive, 7 minutes. It was crazy, right? Now, Jeremiah Van Zant gets a 40-yard reception to put them at midfield, and then Zion Ross finishes the job with a 35-yard rush. The only thing sandwiching it was a offside penalty. That was it. That's the only thing.
And like you said, Dan, the ability to overcome penalties here for Eastern might just be the reason. It might just be the reason that that leads them to a lead, leads them to potentially a victory.
Eastern 6, Haddon Township 8. Haddon Township scored with 3 minutes left in the first. Eastern gets their first 6 points with 1:15 in the first half, thanks to a 35-yard rush by Zion Ross. Well, you can hear that easily. Both sides were ready, but the kick is going to go out of bounds at the 35. So a kick out of bounds If it's inside the 35, like a squib kick that time, I don't know where they spot it. Is that 15 yards? Because I know if a kick goes like towards the end zone and it goes out of bounds, it gets respotted at the 35 for a kick out of bounds. They're going to say the 45. I honestly wasn't sure.
So I guess if it goes out past the 30, they
I
bring
mean,
it
you've
up to
seen
the
it before
45?
on onside kicks.
No, absolutely.
Because onside kicks, sometimes kickers boot it so hard that they miss everybody and it goes out of bounds. So Haddon Township will have the ball, 1:11 left. They will not have the ball to start the second half. So this will be a 2-minute drill for the Hawks to try to extend their lead. They already lead by 2. They scored 8 points on a 4-yard rush by Samuel Rodriguez. They pitch it forward. That's going to be a forward pass. And now moving forward, Haddon Township with space. Taken down at the 34-yard line. A huge rush by the Hawks, number 12. As Wyatt Malone, who's done a little bit of everything tonight, including special teams, is able to get them up inside the 35. They're at the 33-yard line. It's enough for a gain of 23. However, Haddon Township not using any timeouts. They have 30 seconds. They break from the huddle. I'm surprised they're not using any timeouts considering that Eastern has used 2 of them. Haddon Township has all 3.
All 3, absolutely.
Here we go. Hand off to Rodriguez. Looking for some space. He breaks free. Sideline to the 10. Taken down from behind. He's short by 2 yards. And Haddon Township does call that timeout. So they were saving their time. The clock hit 0, but it was whistled dead with about 7 seconds left.
The clock should be Dan. The clock should be stopped every single time they get a first down.
Regardless,
until they set the change. Excuse me. Until they set the change after every first down.
Is it until the chains are set or until the ball is spotted?
It might be to the. I want to say it's till the ball is spotted. It's till the ball is spotted because the referee will spot the ball and then he'll give you the clock signal even if the chains aren't set. But that's what they say until the chains are set. But it's definitely till the ball is spotted.
6 seconds left. Haddon Township called a timeout, but they didn't even meet with Vinny Mignon. Now they're going to go over. We'll stick it right here. I guess I think that Mignon didn't even really want to talk much with them. He just wanted to call the timeout to reserve the time because they wouldn't have had any time to respot everything. But, man, what a setup this is for Haddon Township.
Oh, absolutely.
6 seconds, 2-point lead. You don't get the ball back to start the second half. If you can score here at the tail end, make a 1:15 into what you are worthwhile to do, that will be a fantastic drive for Haddon Township. They're at the 3-yard line. So Rodriguez, his first score came from 4 yards out. They tried a field goal earlier from 36. Do you think
they did?
Well, they tried it, but they didn't get it.
Oh no, they didn't get it. They did try it.
They attempted it. I wonder if they're going to try it again.
They're
not.
Oh, no, they're not going to.
I'm a little surprised.
Malone was warming up before. He was hitting from about 30, 35.
That's right. Haddon Township does have 2 timeouts left. Everybody's lined up. Everybody's ready to go. Whistles. Not going to get anything on that one.
Be offsides against Eastern.
Oof. If it gets close enough to it, if you're just standing on the goal line, do you try to get the 3 points or do you just try to push it in? I mean, Beckley had this tush-push fake before.
Absolutely, yep.
The thing is, though, is that in high school, now this is not high school, but in the high school level, the tush-push is actually illegal because you cannot push a runner from behind on your own team.
Yeah,
just like how in high school hurdling is illegal. I don't know what the rule is here, but since the tush-push is such a newfangled rule, I'm honestly not sure. 5 seconds left. They burn it, and it's in. Touchdown, Haddon Township. The last hurrah of the second quarter. With 2 seconds remaining, the Hawks put themselves back in front, 14-6, with a chance to make it a 10-point game if they're able to convert twice. They'll have 2 seconds left, so really, with Eastern receiving the ball to start the second half, they will attempt Malone a PAT. 2 seconds. Malone, he's lined up well back there. Here comes the kick. It's low, and it's no good. Couldn't get anything on that one. We'll take a quick break. Let's see. They're actually just gonna let the clock run down to 0. I'm a little bit surprised, but because you never know, with 2 seconds, Eastern could have received a kickoff and they could have returned it all the way. I'm not sure, but we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Haddon Township 14, Eastern 6 at half. We'll take a quick break.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear. Woo!
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well. The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside. It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need. And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives. If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research. In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Epplite, he's, again, one time leaving the bases loaded is frustrating enough. Doing it twice in a row. Oh, how about this? Line drive. No, he's throwing it around the infield. They're going to throw him out at first. He's out. I have never seen that before. That is a 5-4-3 ground out because the third baseman thought he caught it. The home plate umpire said no. So he threw it around the infield and then got the out at first anyway because the batter thought he was out.
The batter stopped. The third baseman thought
Everybody
he caught
stopped.
it, and it touched.
Jack Mostero, 2 for 3 with a strikeout, a double, and a single. Looking to play hero. He's going to line this one into right center field, and that's going to drop. That's going to do it if they don't get a throw down. Mostero's going to second, and Danza's coming home. Sectional champions, Gloucester Catholic. They do it in a walk-off fashion as GC with Mostero playing hero. An unbelievable
14-6 at halftime. Haddon Township leading by 8 points. They somehow, some way, ended up getting 6 points on the board to end the first half on a 2-yard rush over the middle. Samuel Rodriguez responsible for both touchdowns today. Eastern's one score, a 35-yard breakaway rush by Zion Ross. Kick return for Haddon Township, rather by Eastern. Van Zant has it. He's got room. He's got several blockers. Comes up with this one, and he's free. Van Zant into the end zone. Kick return, but a late flag. Van Zant.
You did not.
In the end zone for a 70-yard kick return. Shane Van Zant. Let's see where this penalty flag is. It's a block in the back.
You didn't.
It was, the thing is though, it was so far from where Van Zant was that it might not hurt them as bad as you think it will, because that flag came in rather late. It came in almost as Van Zant was crossing the goal line. So if it knocks them back 15 yards, this is, as long as it's not all that early, it should, and keyword is should, still be a good return.
Yeah, it should still be a really good return for Eastern that time by Van Zant, but just really unnecessary by that Eastern defender. You know, on the kick return. I mean, you should be blocking if you know that the guy you're blocking for, you're trying to lead a convoy down the sideline, and if you know that Van Zant is past you, he's running, he has the sideline, and he's looking for the end zone. You know, just got to lay off, got to let it be a foot race at that point.
Shane Van Zant. 70-yard kick return. Part of it gets called back for a block in the back. So 27-yard line. I can't complain that much. I mean, it's not ideal. The ideal scenario is that you kick it all the way and you tie up the game. But now Eastern gets to take a little bit of time off the board, give Haddon Township a little taste of their own medicine.
My midget coach would do whenever we got a long run or whenever we got a long kick return, make everybody take a knee. We don't need no penalties downfield. We don't need the touchdown getting called back. Everybody take a knee.
Yeah. Take yourself out of the play.
Absolutely.
Fiddick fumbles the snap. There is some rain coming down. It's caught. No, it's incomplete. The intended receiver was number 26, Blake Bianco. And it'll be 2nd and 10. So Van Zant's kick return it doesn't get fully negated. It just gets partially cut as they're back at the 27-yard line, just outside of the red zone. Here on a quiet Friday night, some rain coming down, as we mentioned, at halftime. You can see that best under the lights here at Eastern, their Junior Vikings facility. But we talked about a double whammy. Eastern got points before the half, and we were saying that they were going to get the ball back to start the second half, and they did, but Haddon Township sandwiched them with 6 points of their own. Rush, taken down hard, tackle by Rodriguez. And the rush by, it looks like number 12, which would be David Adamale. And as Eastern starts this drive, they can't let themselves get too much of their hopes up after that block in the back penalty. If there were no penalties at all and Van Zant was instead downed at the 27-yard line, we would still be talking about it as an excellent return because he flipped the field and he got 50 yards on the kick. He just wasn't able to get exactly what he wanted out of it. 14-6. Haddon Township up by 8 points. The difference being a 2-point PAT on their first drive, a 7-minute methodical breakdown to lead off the ball game. Fiddick lets it fly. Near sideline, brought in. No, it came out. Oh, so close for Fredley Regulus. And it'll be 4th down.
Almost another big catch there for Eastern.
That was insanely close for Regulus that time. Regulus already picked up an interception in this game. One of Eastern's players coming up, Adam Ailey, coming up a little bit limp after the play. But it'll now be 4th and 4.
If you notice, Dan, there's a lot of passing going on this cold and a little rain night. But, a lot of these players, if you also notice, a lot of these players for both sides, Eastern and Haddon Township, they don't have gloves.
Right.
A lot of these, at least the receiver, you do see some players on the field with gloves on. But the receivers, the ones that are, getting really tossed these 35, 40-yard balls, they're not really coming down with them because their hands are wet, hands are cold.
And ball control has been an issue. Several fumbles on Eastern's side from the QB and others. Fiddick, handoff. Van Zant on the carry. Van Zant moving forward. This is going to be enough for a first down and then some. He's all the way up to the 10-yard line. A fantastic rush by Shane Van Zant. And Eastern picks up a first. That's just good execution that time. You know the situation. You know the circumstances. Rain's coming down. It's not coming down hard, but it definitely is enough to affect your ball control, to affect your ability to get yourself in the right position. And, right now you've got 1st and goal. You were able to get 13 yards on the rush by Van Zant. That's the first time Van Zant's recorded a rush tonight, with Zion Ross being the leading rusher. He's still on the field, but he hasn't been used as much by head coach James McNeil.
And Ross did have that touchdown. Be interesting to see what they do here, in the red zone once again.
Well, they're in the red zone and then some. 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Fiddick rolls out, right side, in double coverage, tipped up and incomplete. Intended on the near sideline for Blake Bianco. 2nd and 10. Yeah, you talk about the ball control. Unfortunately, Lester Hayes isn't here, to bring back Stickum after 40 years. But it's a matter of Eastern just hanging on to the ball. I honestly think that they should run the ball a little bit more.
Absolutely,
but
100%.
Zion Ross is responsible for Eastern's first 6 points at a 35-yard rush in the second quarter. Eastern got their first points with 1:15 left in the half, and they haven't had anything since. But Haddon Township was able to stop them, or Haddon Township was able to get 6 points of their own in the 1:15 before half. And now Eastern quickly parading themselves down the field. 2nd and goal. Ball comes out. Van Zant kicks it forward, and he will fall on it. It'll be a loss of 3. The ball control comes back to bite the Vikings again, and it'll be 3rd and goal from outside the 10.
Just like you said, Dan, the ball control is the name of the game here for Eastern. Can get into the end zone, but it's not going to mean much if you don't have the ball. So, got to keep it. Got to make sure that, Vinich is giving it in the pocket to Ross and Van Zant in the pocket, making it, put it right in their stomach. Don't want to see no more fumbles, especially trying to get back into this game.
It'll be 3rd and goal. Again, a relatively quiet night here on this Friday. I've been here several times before. I have filmed semi-pro games here. I have filmed youth games here for my good friend Howard Gaber. I will be working the TCUFL Championships with Howard on Sunday, November 16th. Whistles. It was a false start, kind of a late whistle for a false start. Fiddick had already started to drop back in the pocket by the time the play was whistled dead. Now that brings up 3rd and goal, 19 yards away. To be fair, it's a split-second decision, but at the same time, Eastern might have gotten an extra second there of play where the referees called it off because, the false start immediately makes the play dead just for the sake of clock preservation here. We've got 6 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. 14-6, Haddon Township up over Eastern. This broadcast is brought to you by DAWG Pro Wrestling. The Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators are New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events and nonstop entertainment throughout the Garden State. Visit DAWGProWrestling.com for information on future events, bookings, and more information in general. 3rd and goal. They're 19 yards away from their destination, the end zone. There's another pass, deep, down the sideline. Oh, did he bring that one in? No, he did not. Van Zant, oh so close again to what would have been his second touchdown, but instead it's his second touchdown turned away. Had the kickoff return, got called back for a block in the back, now has another ball in his end zone. Maroney on the coverage, and now it sets up 4th and goal from the 19. This is always a difficult spot because 4th and goal, but you're this far out from the 19, always makes a difficult situation. And Eastern will have to tread lightly here.
A very difficult.
I mean, if you don't get a score, get as many yards as you can, and trap Haddon Township as deep as you can before they get the ball back, to give Haddon Township as much of the field that they have to traverse before they put up 6 points. 4th and goal. A handful of penalties and a fumble have brought them back to 4th and goal from their 19. This one's dropped over the middle. Oh, and it's picked off. He was on a knee. Where did this one go? Let's see here. It's an interception for Haddon Township. That's the baseline. Number 36, Mikey Maroney, came up with the interception. But where was he downed? It looked like he caught the ball on one knee. Kind of an odd play there. But with 5:27 left in the third, Haddon Town, look at how far back they are. So because Maroney's knee was down, wow, they're going to be back inside the 5. So this actually kind of works for Eastern, because if they pick up a couple of stops, you could force a safety here.
No, absolutely. What a great play there by Maroney. Making up for the easy interception, he had in the first half. He could have caught that ball like a punt, but he said he can't take it easy. He needs it hard, and goes in and gets that hard interception right there.
Big contact. You could hear that one from up here. A big hit that time between number 23, Zion Ross, the leading rusher for the Vikings, and by the rusher Rodriguez. That gets him a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8, still inside their own 10. But Haddon Township just needs 1 or 2 more plays to get out of this rut where, they're right now at risk of if that ball goes over the quarterback's head, and Beckley's a tall QB for a 14U. But if that ball goes over his head, it's a safety. Without a doubt, landing in the end zone. Whistles. Who jumped and where? Defense is saying watch the ball, but Haddon Township's the one getting knocked back, it looks like. It is a false start. But still good advice from Coach McNeil to say watch the ball. So they're going to bring this back to 2nd and now long. They're going to be at the 3-yard line. This is as close as you get. Haddon Township backed up against the wall. I mean, they're going to have 97 yards that they got to cross. Let's see how they can manage this. Beckley drops back. Line breaks. The throw, incomplete. This is going to be 3rd and about, looks like 12. Just a tough spot here for Haddon Township. You really can't do all that much when you're this far backed up. It's kind of like in baseball when it's a tie game, the bases are loaded, and there's nobody out. You have all options, but you don't have as many as you normally would in a different situation. Haddon Township here, they can't really afford to run. I mean, they can. I don't think it will be that wise of them to do it. But if you're Haddon Township, you kind of have to pass, but you also have to get the ball out of the pocket quickly to avoid getting sacked for a safety. Absolutely. So there's a lot of different variables for Coach Mignon, for quarterback, Beckley, for David Beckley, for everybody on this Haddon Township offense. They've got tough decisions to make.
Dan, don't be surprised to watch them take a shot right here. Yeah.
Beckley dropping back, fires it, incomplete, and it'll be 4th down. This is a huge break for Eastern, as Eastern will try and get a nice punt return. And remember, for Haddon Township, you can't line up in a normal punt formation this far back. You're going to run out of room. So Eastern is going to basically be forced, or Haddon Township is going to be forced to take a tight punt.
But I like what you said there before the turnover, Eastern, before the turnover, Punt option? Maybe.
Is there a punt option in 14U? I'd be shocked if there was.
Punt option.
I thought punt option was dead at the 10U level.
So did I. I wasn't expecting that.
I mean, maybe because this is a crossover game, like this game is just being played with two different leagues and it's being treated more as an exhibition. I don't know, but I didn't know that you could punt option. I know that you could do it at the, I mean, you know, Damian, you work a lot in the Pee Wee levels of football in West Deptford.
Yeah.
Now, West Deptford is in which league?
They're in the SJIYFA, the South Jersey Independent Youth Football League.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, like I said this before we went on the air. You could put 5 letters together, and I would believe you that it's a youth football league. But I mean, I know the punt option was for the younger kids. I've never seen it used on the older kids.
Neither have I. That was
Unless
interesting.
this is just something they made up for the exhibition. Van Zandt, he's got room.
What a hole.
To the 10 and into the end zone. Shane Van Zandt on the first drive of the possession puts up 6 for the Vikings. And they're a 2-point away from tying this game up. It's 14-12. So that punt option worked out for Eastern like a charm. First play, 25-yard mad dash to the end zone by Shane Van Zandt.
Now, Dan, I really have to ask you a question. A question now. As if you're the Haddon Township head coach, you take that punt option. Now we all know the punt option is the most you given the most minimal amount of yards to the other team.
It's
on
an
that
extremely
punt.
safe.
Yes, it is.
Thing.
But do you take that punt? Look where they got the ball off that punt option. That was really they almost were in the red zone
for a 14U. I could see. I mean, I could see Haddon Township booting off maybe 30, 35 yards on that punt.
Absolutely.
So unless that was just something that was agreed to, well, we have a timeout here. Who called the timeout? Looks like Eastern called the timeout. As it appears, Eastern calls their first timeout of the third. But a 25-yard rush by Shane Van Zandt. He had one taken away to start the half on a kickoff return. He had another taken away on a deep shot in the end zone. He gets his redemption as he returns to the huddle. A 25-yard rush for Van Zandt. We'll take a quick break, 14-12.
Two, one.
Eastern will attempt a 2-point kick. Holding is number 1, Nolan Fiddick, the quarterback. In this case, normally you'd have a backup quarterback to send this one off. Look out. Illegal substitution on the offense.
Oh, my.
I'm not sure what happened there. I didn't see anybody come off unless there was something late. McNeil coming out, trying to get an explanation. I'm trying to figure out what the issue was. There was an illegal substitution, so this is going to make the 2-point conversion a lot more difficult. Are they just going to try to settle for one? I don't know if that would be the smartest idea.
It looks like they too many.
Yeah,
they might had too many men on the field.
That might have been what, I mean, the illegal substitution, though, is what confuses me. No, they're going to line this back up. So with this being a 5-yard penalty, where's the ball spotted? Is that at the 10? So this is going to turn into basically a chip shot field goal. Although in youth football, nothing is a chip shot, and Fiddick falls on it. That's the most difficult thing. I mean, youth football, not a lot of special teams are practiced. It seems like Haddon Township had it down, though. As you said, their kicker, Malone, You said he was hitting from 30, 35?
35 to warm up. And it was he hit from 35 to warm up, and I was okay, 14 years old,
Yeah.
Oh, all right. That's what I like to see.
Well, I mean, let's be honest for a second. In youth football, how many kids want to be a kicker?
Absolutely.
Look at high school football. High school football in Group 1.
Oh, at
the South Jersey
exactly.
Group 1 page, they know this very well. We've covered a lot of Group 1 games in South Jersey. Glassboro, Shalleck, Woodstown, Paulsboro, Woodbury, Burlington City, those schools. If you're at like the bottom of the table in Group 1, or if you just have a smaller roster, even like my school, Audubon, if you have a small roster, you don't have a kicker.
No, you don't.
Unless somebody volunteers to be one. The kicker is going to be whoever you can find. Sometimes in Shalleck's case, it's a lineman. In other cases, it's whoever you can find.
And if a high school team loses a game by 1 point, that head coach is in that school all next week looking at the soccer team, looking for kickers. Hey, you want to come out? You want to try kick?
Looking for a transfer, indeed. Kick by Eastern, down by 2. It's 14-12, and Haddon Township's going to get a good return all the way up to the 45, and a handful of shoves back and forth at the tail end of the play. And Haddon Township takes over at the 44. Great return that time by Haddon Township. They've had several good ones tonight, and they add on another one there. Again, those 2 points could be a difference maker in this game. We had a game a year ago. Haddonfield beat Woodbury 21-20. It was our first Saturday game of the year, and it was a game that came down to a PAT. Woodbury's PAT was blocked. Haddonfield made 3 of 3 in that game, and they won the game by 1 point. So as much as even in the youth circuit, we overestimate the power of special teams, or maybe we underestimate the power of special teams is what I'm looking for. There's a lot to go off of. Haddon Township, 1st and 10 from the 44, and we've got a flag. Neutral zone infraction on Eastern. Funny thing is, whenever there's a penalty in a situation like this, the referees don't always say what number it is. Rarely can we hear the number properly. And in this case, the Eastern head coaches were going over to the refs and saying, hey, we need to know who that is so we can give them a talking to.
Identify them, let them know. You know?
Give them a stern word or two.
But I believe the refs have been letting it go. Both sides, offense and defense for Eastern and Haddon Township, been over the ball, but they've been letting them play.
Yeah, and I like that. Haddon Township, Rodriguez on 1st and 5 gets a gain of 1.5 yards-ish. 14-12. Eastern was able to cut the deficit on a 25-yard rush by Shane Van Zant. And it now sets up 2nd and 3.
It's easy chunk of yards there on 1st down for Haddon Township. Just moving the ball once again. Another methodical drive. Nothing's gonna get them out of their tempo. Nothing's gonna pick them up, make them rush.
14 for Haddon Township, 12 for Eastern. 3:30 and counting in quarter number 3. Beckley in the shotgun, drops back. Beckley fires, right side, tipped, almost picked off. That was almost an in and out, almost open and shut deal as Michael Sauer was so close to getting an interception. The ball got tipped around and misdirected, and it'll be 2nd and 3.
Was the turnover right off the tip of the receiver for Haddon Township. Eastern nearly in position to make that play. Was the turnover that they needed. But I really want to highlight real quick, the quarterback for Haddon Township, Beckley, just standing in the pocket very, very strong. Pressure is coming up. You got to give it up to this Junior Vikings defensive line. They're sending the pressure, but he's standing through, not letting it phase him, not even really as much as scrambling out. He needs to make those throws, and he's making them.
James Beckley doing quite a good job as the QB, but Eastern's defense holding up indeed. That's a low snap. Over to the right side. Ross has him wrapped up, and he's down. Loss of maybe 6 or 7 yards. Not sure, maybe 5. and it'll be at the 45. That's going to be a loss. It was 3rd and 3. This will be a loss of 7. They're all the way back to the 44, and Haddon Township in a tough spot here as what looked like a promising drive for the winning visitors right now going by the wayside.
Absolutely. You see a couple of defenders here for Eastern kind of moving up towards the defensive line. They might send the pressure. Like I said, Beckley has been standing up in the pocket, but you might see some immense pressure coming here on 4th down. 4th and 10. Wow. Moved them back, yeah.
One safety up. 4th and 10 for the Hawks. Good snap to James Beckley. Throws in trouble, and it's a corner pick coming back. Midfield. Goodness. He's gone, but he's going to be brought down. No, he's still on his feet. How about this? Oh, hello. Friendly Regulus. Touchdown, pick 6. No flags. A can of corn opens a can of worms, and the Vikings have the lead. Woo, baby. Friendly Regulus. A 75-yard pick 6, and the Vikings are in the lead with 2 minutes in the 3rd.
What did I just say?
Friendly Regulus, man. 2nd interception of the game. And it's 18-14 Vikings. What a fantastic play. It's our first pick 6 since October the 9th when Kyer Harvey returned one all the way for Paulsboro in a 44-32 win over Pennsville. This will be the 2nd, or actually now the 3rd, 2-point attempt. Nolan Fiddick will hold. It's a good snap. It's a good hold. It's up, and it's over the crossbar and good.
The kick is good.
Oh, my gosh. These people are going crazy. Oh, man. They love their special teams, guys.
We love our special teams.
We love our kickers and punters. And they I've never seen this before. I have never seen a field storm for a PAT.
For a PAT. Oh, my.
It's Eastern 20, Haddon Township 14. We'll stay right here.
That was amazing.
It must be a rare occasion for Eastern to hit a PAT if they just
Wow.
I don't think I've cracked up that hard in a long time.
What a kick
there was a stronger reaction in the crowd for the 2-point kick than for the actual pick 6 by Friendly Regulus. Oh, my goodness. Eastern 20, Haddon Township 14.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
I mean, I'm impressed that it happened, but I'm not laughing at the fact that the kid made the kick. I'm laughing at the crowd's reaction to a 2-point kick. I'm telling you, the crowd's reaction to the 2-point kick was louder than the pick 6 by Friendly Regulus himself. I have never seen that before in 600 games, 4 years of broadcasting. Oh, my goodness. Here comes the kick. One hopper, and Beckley takes a knee at the 36. I got to regroup myself. Oh, my goodness. 20-14 Eastern. Got to process all that. So Haddon Township, after the pick 6, gets the ball back with 2 minutes left in the 3rd.
Dan, you would have thought he walked it off.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Oh, man. Great drive there for Eastern. Or not even a drive. I forgot. That was a pick 6.
That was a pick 6.
The kick
we're all thrown off tonight.
Oh.
Two teams that are out of the playoffs, not even in the same league. We're having fun on this Friday night.
Absolutely.
It seems like these kids are having fun, too. There's a little bit of energy back in this crowd on a rainy Friday night. Rush up the middle. Looks like Rodriguez was on the carry. And he'll get about 2 yards. Line to gain is at the 46. Look at the head coach, McNeil, giving giving the hug to the kicker, and now the star of the show, Luciano Benz. But you know what? We've been cracking a laugh. We've been smiling. That gives Eastern a pretty nice advantage because
it does.
they've been missing those PATs. They were 0 for 2. They both were a result of just not that great snaps by the long snapper, but they were able to recover. Forward flip. Not getting it. He's going to get something out of it. Rolling out to the left side. He'll get about 5 yards up to the 40. Under a minute to play in the third. Our next broadcast is on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting on Saturday. Tomorrow we've got JUCO men's basketball from Rowan College of South Jersey at Gloucester as the Luzerne County Trailblazers come to town against our CSJ. Tip-off at 1 p.m. And then we don't have much. I'm going to be at for those that are Eastern fans or just fans of the TCUFL, I will be at the TCUFL Championships on Sunday, but not on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. That game will be covered on HSG Network, courtesy of Howard Gaber. But I will be on color commentary for that game, and Eastern jumped. Number 34, Jonas Langston, jumped the line, and that will be 3rd and short now for the Hawks. Clock is running. They've got 10 seconds left. They're not going to be able to re-rack everything before the end of the third. 3-quarter time, this crowd got a huge pop out of an 8-point play. A 75-yard pick six by Fredley Regulus and a PAT to follow. What? What? Okay, we're running a play. They reset the clock to 19 seconds because of the false start, or because of the offside. Okay, so
I just heard this coach down here, Dan, say 8.
I'm confused now.
I'm so confused on timing right here.
Yeah, I'm confused as well. It's a first down Haddon Township, but they had the clock at 19 seconds. It hit 0, and I thought it should have stopped because of the false start.
Now we're getting more. Now we're getting 7 minutes.
7 minutes? What?
Wow.
What is happening?
Ladies and wow.
This broadcast has fallen off the rails.
We're going by the wayside.
What is happening?
We're going by the wayside.
They had 19 seconds. Now they put 7 minutes on the clock.
Oh my goodness! I thought we just played. I thought we're coming down in the third quarter.
I don't know what's happening. Hold on here. 1st and 10. Beckley hands it off right side. Is it a situation of just making up the rules as they go, or?
Dan, what is going on?
I have no idea what's going on tonight. Okay, so they just switched to the fourth quarter. Are we just going to play a 6-minute fourth quarter? Did they just make up the rules as they went?
Ladies and gentlemen, it says the third quarter, but we are 6:20 left in the fourth.
Well, we're going to switch it to the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah, let's switch it. Yeah,
might as well, right?
Of course.
I don't know anymore. I mean, this is the football equivalent of Drew Carey's "Whose Line Is It Anyway?" Everything's made up. The points don't matter, and we make up the rules as we go. Eastern 20, Haddon Township 14. James Beckley drops back. It's caught by Rodriguez. Left side. Ooh. Hits forward. Big hit there. So in a game where things are made up as they go, the hits are just as hard.
Absolutely. Rush there, I think that time by, I'm pretty sure that was Rodriguez on that carry.
Rodriguez got 6 yards. He's able to pick up something out of it. So I guess we're just riding this thing into the sunset as Rodriguez left side. He's got some space. He's got a first down inside the 30.
The clock will continue to run. And Eastern's defense is going to have to step up once again, maybe for one final drive, you know.
Yeah, they would have had.
It's crazy.
I'm not even going to question the fact that we just went into the fourth quarter at warp speed, but we're here.
We are in the fourth quarter.
We are in the fourth quarter. It's like when you're in a video game, you hit A for too long and you just skipped like a whole cutscene.
Yeah,
you don't know where you are.
Oh, my.
1st and 10. We're at the 30-yard line. Beckley, as he has been all night in the shotgun. I was going to start racking up my lists for player of the game as now Beckley loses it. He falls on it, and he's at the 35. The only thing I'm thinking of is that are they worried that more rain might come? Because I don't see any, unless they're thinking that they just, because this is a crossover game, they just want to get out of here.
Just want to, yeah.
I mean, Haddon Township's had the interesting season. They've been out of the playoffs for a little while. They played a non-conference game versus the Atco Wolves at MetLife Stadium. They played 2 weeks ago at MetLife.
At MetLife?
They won the game 21-7. Now, Atco, famously not near MetLife Stadium, as Beckley flips it over. Zion Ross with the tackle.
And still in bounds. Clock will run.
3:30 now. I'm still just
Timeout.
all over the place here. Timeout by
Dad.
Haddon Township. I think Haddon Township might be thrown off by the fact that they just had 6 minutes taken off the board. I don't know. We'll take a quick break, and I have to get my brains in order. It's 3:30, 20-14 Eastern. Hold on. All right, welcome back. Haddon Township called a timeout. This broadcast is brought to you by our good friends over at Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on the first attempt. Book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman at 614 Lambs Road. And by Gray Fox Sports. Premier sports photography right in your backyard. Visit grayfoxsports.net or Gray Fox Sports on Instagram for more bookings. He is at Delran tonight for Haddonfield Delran sectional final. Pass is caught. I think that's Rodriguez there. Triple tackle. Haddon Township looking to get up on that one. That was number 30 on the catch. That was Frederick Hartwell. And with 3 minutes left in the fourth, it's crunch time.
It's
now immediately crunch time.
Immediately crunch time.
You have no time to decide whether it's crunch time or not. It is crunch time whether you like it or not.
There were 15 minutes left in this football game about 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. But Haddon Township taking their time. And honestly, if I'm Haddon Township, give Eastern a taste of their own medicine, you know? I mean, the way I see it, it's 20-14. You have confidence in your kicker to do a 2-point conversion. You only need 7 points to win this game. Wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world. Beckley, sidearm shot, deep. Not brought down, and a flag.
Oh, my.
He might have come up with that one, but it's going to be defensive pass interference. Double coverage.
The clock needs to stop right here. The clock needs to stop.
Yeah, why is the...
I'm so confused.
Why
Another
is
flag.
the clock
that,
not
That
stopped?
might be a sideline warning, but this clock needs to stop.
We're just reflecting how it is on the scoreboard. It's still running. 2 minutes now.
I have the clock stopped at 2:20, but this clock might reset. It's still running, but it might reset.
I mean, I just don't understand. It's pass interference and unsportsmanlike. That's double penalties.
So forget the
So where
sideline
does
warning.
this go?
They went straight to unsportsmanlike conduct against Eastern.
Yeah, I don't know how much room there is for sideline warnings in youth football.
Oh wow, this clock.
It's still run. They reset
I
it.
was gonna
It
say
reset
something.
a full minute, 2:28. Well, this is good for Haddon Township. They buy a little bit of extra time. This double penalty goes inside the 10. And emotions running high. I mean, in a game that has been all over the place in the second half.
Yes, it has.
Went from jubilation on a 2-point kick now to a lot of frustration on the Eastern side. Rodriguez over to the left side.
What a play. Oh, my.
And a huge stop by Eastern's defense keeps them in the lead with 2:20 and counting.
I believe that may be both sides of the ball demon there. Ross. Was that Ross?
Yeah, Zion Ross.
Zion Ross.
I mean, if Eastern wins this game, I mean, we've had 3 scorers tonight. Shane Van Zant could be a candidate. I think, honestly, Fredley Regulus. Timeout, Haddon Township. Minute 58 to play. We're stopped here. We'll stay right here as Haddon Township burns their last timeout. This broadcast is brought to you by Rowan College of South Jersey at Gloucester, New Jersey's premier community college with over 50 associate's degree programs in all different fields to make you succeed for a fraction of the cost. Visit rcsj.edu for academic information and rcroadrunners.com for athletic recruitment for New Jersey's most dominant athletic department in the NJCAA Region 19. 158 is on the board. It's 14 for Haddon Township.
We might get a reset to 2 minutes and 12 seconds here, Dan, on the clock. And
2:12. So it will be reset to 2:12.
You can imagine that Haddon Township fans can't be happy about that.
I can't imagine they're happy about a lot of things. One of them being that three minutes were taken off of the fourth quarter, and we didn't even have a break.
No break.
They didn't flip. No, they did flip the field for the fourth, did they?
They did not. They did not flip the field for the fourth quarter.
Well, because when Eastern scored and they had the PAT, it was on this side. So
they
did.
Okay,
but
they flipped the field.
I think they were so close to midfield that we didn't even notice.
I wonder when the original
Beckley fumbles. Haddon Township comes up. Ross comes up with it.
Goodness.
Zion Ross is gone. A late flag. Nobody in the zip code. Nobody in the area code. Zion Ross returns a ball, but let's see what the flag's about. Oh, my goodness. Zion Ross. This flag came in around the 35-yard line. All of Eastern is in the end zone, but Haddon Township is waiting. So it's at the 35. They're walking this one back. Holding or a block in the back somewhere. But to digest all of what just happened, Haddon Township had a rush to Rodriguez. The ball came out. Eastern picked it up. Or no, Haddon Township recovered it. And then the ball came out again.
Came out again, yeah.
And Zion Ross took it all the way to the house, but it was called back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that turnover will stand, Dan.
Yeah, the turnover will stand, and that's going to be a huge break, and Eastern might come away with this one. 20-14. I don't understand any of this, to be honest with you. I mean, listen.
What a second half.
I mean, all of this game is just figuring out how we're just gonna play the game of football.
How we're gonna play.
We're gonna play football whether you like it or not. This is 3-5 Haddon Township versus 1-7 Eastern. A crossover between the WJYFL. We'll be covering their championships on Saturday, November 22nd, and the TCUFL for Eastern. HSG Network will be covering their championships on Sunday at Bridgeton. There's some confusion on substitutions here. They had one guy come off the bench. They had two guys enter the field, and then they had another one trail off. Number 64, James Dortch. So Eastern has the ball, and the objective is clear. Run the ball, run the clock, and win the game. And I think if a player of the game should be named tonight, Fredley Regulus. Roller over the middle. Clock's not running. Time was called. Vinny Mignon calls a timeout for Haddon Township. We'll take a quick break. Clock is reset to 1:46. It's some funky Friday night football here in Voorhees. Eastern 20, Haddon Township 14.
2-1.
Eastern 20, Haddon Township 14. Vinny Mignon called his second timeout of the half. Eastern has 2 remaining. Haddon Township has 1 remaining. And Eastern looking to get their stuff figured out. It's 2nd and 5. They had a 5-yard rush. Couldn't even tell who emerged from the pile last time. But we'll see what they've got in store. Eastern up by 6 points. And the difference maker in the game, Fredley Regulus, 2 interceptions, the last of which being a 75-yard pick 6.
I mean, what a game it's been for Regulus.
Handoff over the middle. Line to gain is at the 35. I think they're about 2 yards short. Clock's not running.
Clock's not running. The clock might.
Either, I mean, when I said that we had more football to play, I didn't mean that. Okay, now we've got 1:20. So it is running now. The scoreboard has also been glitching a lot tonight.
Absolutely,
I'm curious,
yeah.
maybe there's a wiring issue, so the clock's just not responding. Because we've had it reset a handful of times tonight. But either way, taking out all of the shenanigans, this has been a good game.
Oh, 100%.
Two teams under 500 that are duking it out for their last game of the year. You know, as much as we can laugh and make a little bit of fun on this Friday night, we're not making fun at the kids. We're making fun at the circumstances of the fact that this game has just been incredibly interesting and intriguing to watch back and forth. 3rd and short. And that might do it. They've got 40 seconds. They move the sticks, and the Eastern Vikings are going to come away with a win tonight here at home. 20-14. And the player of the game won't be on the field for the victory formation, at least in my eyes. How about that? 20 seconds to go. They don't even have to take a knee. Eastern 20, Haddon Township 14, and what a night for the Eastern Vikings on a night that included a little bit of everything. Penalties, interceptions, fumbles, and even a little bit of rain. How about this? The Vikings will come away with the win by 6 points. And a 2-interception game by Fredley Regulus gets us taken care of on this Friday night with a final score of Eastern 20, Haddon Township 14. For a Haddon Township team that just didn't have a whole lot of kids on the bench tonight, Eastern didn't have a whole lot of kids on the bench tonight either. A good way to close out the season, and win or lose, a fantastic matchup between these two.
I mean, yeah, Dan, this was great. I mean, Fred, big Fred Regulus doing it on the regular. I mean, two interceptions. the one obviously to put his junior Vikings up and put them over, give him the dub. It was a beautiful game by both sides. You know, the other side, James Beckley, the quarterback for Haddon Township, an amazing quarterback, bright future. Love the way he stayed in the pocket. Love the way he delivered throws as a 14-year-old. Not be able to.
Oh yeah.
Not be afraid to take a sack. Not be scared to take a sack. Scared to take a hit. It was just a great game by both sides.
Well, I'll say as well with James Beckley, how he's concerned, Zach Dayton's gonna love him. He's gonna if he stays at Haddon Township, he's gonna fit in so well in that style of offense over at Haddon Township. And I think that the way that I see it with Beckley, it's just such a good release that he's got. The only thing I would say is that his arm release should be a little bit higher. He does chuck the ball out there, and it is kind of a sidearm release. But other than that, I mean, it's just a matter of the fact that when there is a situation where Beckley's going out and trying to get something out, that arm release is a little bit low. But if he's not afraid to release the ball quickly, we've got a ice dump.
Got a little ice bath for the coach, maybe another one.
Oh, my goodness. It's already 50 degrees, people. It's not even. It's 42 degrees out tonight. You don't want to give your head coach hypothermia. He's backing off, and he missed. He whiffed on the Gatorade bath. Now the assistant coaches are getting iced.
Oh, man, what a night.
Oh, my goodness. What is happening tonight? This might be the craziest football game I've ever watched at any level. I mean, that beats Kingsway 39-35 Washington Township in front of 4,000 people. Tonight, we're playing in front of 40 people, Eastern and Haddon Township, Friday night football. But Damian, what a night. I don't know if they'll give the game ball to him, but my player of the game is the defensive standout, Fredley Regulus.
Oh,
2 interceptions,
100%.
75-yard pick six to give them the lead. And then Haddon Township had a ball taken away with 2 minutes left in whatever we call 3/4 of a quarter in the fourth. What a night. And my flowers go to Regulus.
Absolutely. My flowers go to Regulus as well. I mean, he had, and like you said, that pass by Beckley that was picked off by Regulus, that interception. He did catch that with a little bit of ease, but that return, I mean, breaking multiple tackles on the near sideline, cutting it back in when he sees Haddon Township defenders moving towards the sideline on an angle. It was a beautiful day for beautiful night for the Junior Vikings and Regulus. That's my player of the game as well, Dan.
But a good game either way, and for two teams that, when we came into this, we didn't really know what to expect. 3-5 versus 1-7. When you're not even playing in the same league, you don't really know what to expect. But in this situation, Eastern comes out on top after trailing at half, mind you.
Yeah.
They were down, and they come back and win this game. There was a lot of emotion in the building. The head coach, McNeil, definitely wasn't pleased with some of the officiating tonight. But other than that, it was a good game on both sides. I really like Haddon Township's potential. I like the fact that Beckley is a great pocket passer, and he found his guys downfield a lot. But I also like Nolan Fiddick for Eastern. What a release that kid has. Being able to find his guys downfield, Van Zant. Remember, with Lionel Bolin at Eastern High, they are able to work with smaller quarterbacks. They had their QB this year, Magnetti, who was like 5'9". And, of course, they had Logan Dawson 2 years ago, and now he's with the Philadelphia Phillies. But, when you talk about Eastern, the Turkey Bowl's going to the Vikings. And they hoist the trophy tonight. The final score, Eastern 20, Haddon Township 14. From our entire crew, our social media coordinator, Haley Mejia, our graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, and Carson Rosso, my producer and color commentator, Damian Waiters, I'm Dan Wilkins. We will see you tomorrow afternoon from from RCSJ, between the Luzerne County Trailblazers and the RCSJ Gloucester Roadrunners in Region 19 men's basketball. It's a fall party in Voorhees. They're kicking up the leaves. They're making themselves known. And the Vikings win this one by 6. Have a good one, folks.